everyone, my name is Mila, you're at LOA Archives, and today I am doing a very special video, as you can probably tell by the title of the video. We're off to a great start. I am going to talk about my book club. This is sort of the official book club announcement video, I guess. It's very late, but considering I didn't start YouTube until like recently, here it is. Anyways, roll the intro. Okay, so I had a book club in like 2021. I think it was 2021. It was May 2021 that I started the book club, but then I sort of crashed. It crashed. It did not fly. And it started in May of 2021. Yes, I think it was May 2021, because I realized I had, I have a pretty solid following, and I thought if I had a book club based on like ancient texts and stuff and like retellings of these ancient stories, then it would grow. It didn't grow because I gave up on it. So the book club was originally called the Library of Alexandria Archives Book Club. That's a mouthful, considering that I also don't even like pronounce the name of my YouTube channel completely in my videos, and I don't even refer to it as Library of Alexandria Archives in like when I'm talking to people. So I was like, okay, that crash line. So in February, I think, I was like, okay, I have more followers now. I've done a little bit of research. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We can have an online book club and it'll go great. So what I did was I asked on my Instagram story, I was like, hey, if anyone wants to help me with redoing the book club, please send me a message and I'll form a little group chat and you guys can be like the admins or whatever. And a couple of people answered, including Vera from Bookworm Vera. She's a Russian bookstagrammer who lives in the Netherlands, I think. Don't quote me on that. I think she lives in the Netherlands, if I'm not wrong. But she's super fun. She's super cool to talk to. I recommend you follow her. I will link everything down below. But she and three other people DM'd me and were like, yeah, we can help. So I was like, okay, I want to redo the book club. I want to do it again, give it a second chance, right? Because I've always sort of dreamed of running a book club, right? Because, I don't have many bookish friends, right? So, and I need to get through my TBR. So this is one way of getting through my TBR, to force myself, because I need to interact with people. And in order to interact with said people, I need to read the books. And so, conquer my TBR. Anyway, so, they're like, okay, like, we'll help you. So we got to brainstorming. Some said this, some said that. We, bounced ideas off of each other. Someone suggested Library of Alexandria book club, but I was like, we're not related directly to the Library of Alexandria. It's the archives, that's sort of the mysterious society sort of thing. I wanted to keep this mysterious society sort of thing, which is what I wanted from the start, right? That's why the archives were created. So I was like, okay, and so I went onto Google and I went onto Wikipedia. I can feel all the history students just like cringing on the inside. Sorry. But this wasn't research, okay? This was literally just ideas, inspiration, right? So okay, can I find some kind of synonym? Okay. And because English isn't my first language, I'm like, okay, we're gonna head to Google. And I went onto the Wikipedia page of the Library of Alexandria itself, and I found the word museum, which refers to a place that is dedicated to the muses, to the 9 muses. And me being a nerd, I was like, yes, I got it. But I'm like, museum is a bit funky. It's a bit funky. It's a bit hard to pronounce in a sense because of the A-E-I-O sort of thing. You literally have half the, you have all the vowels in the word. Well, you don't have Y or W. Those are vowels, right? Sometimes. But you literally have M-U-S-A-E-I-O-N. So you have all the vowels. So it's a bit tricky to pronounce. So I did some more digging, and another word for museum is museum. Okay. I was like, what about the Museum Society book club? They're like, okay, cool. So I have a whole post introducing the Museum Society. And how do I say this? Basically, my sort of thing of how I picked a book was I made a Canva Instagram story thing, and every month towards like the middle of the month for the next month, so like for March it would be like middle of March, like 18th of March, for it to pick the April book to give people substantial time to get the book, because I'm not mean. Okay. So I do polls on my story, and then I tally that up, and then I'd sort of go through my shelves, because I didn't really want to spend money on this because I need to get through my physical TBR. And sometimes I tweak some things, like if everybody wanted a standalone but I didn't have a specific type of standalone, I'd pick a series book. You know what I mean? Or I'd pick a book that is part of a series but can be read as a standalone. For example, Hall of Smoke by H.M. Long, which we read for March. It was our first book club pick. It's part of a series, but all the books can be read as standalones. The first 2 books are connected, so it's best if you read book 1 and then book 2, but book 3 is completely separate. It follows a completely different character. Anyway, so, I had to tweak it a little bit, and then it became too much. I know, this is my fault. I didn't think this through, really. So I decided, okay, my first thought was in terms of how we're going to discuss it, because I didn't have a YouTube channel, so there would be no sort of live sort of thing that other people do. I wasn't really comfortable in going on YouTube yet. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make a Instagram group chat for each month. But sometimes, people wouldn't see it, or they wouldn't vote, or I'd get less votes in one month than the other, and yada yada yada. So the results would very much vary. And in the end, I made a Discord. And for June and July, I picked the books, essentially. I did have a little voting thing in the Discord for the June book. But then July, I was like, we're reading this book. I'm too tired for the polls. So, to be honest, I didn't think this through. But now I'm older and I'm wiser. Because now I'm 20 years old and not 19. So, with that being said, we have chosen, if you want to choose the books for next year, join the Discord, please. Oh, it's really fun. It's a fun time. Although we go off track a lot, but that's beside the point. So we have chosen the books for August, September, October, November, and December. So we have the next 5 months. There's 5 months left of the year. Okay, anyways. So, for August, I was debating on having Babel. But then I was like, okay, Babel's not going to work because it comes out at the end of the month. So there's no point. And then I was like, okay, maybe we'll have it for September. But then I'm like, Well, it's dark academia and it's related to school, and school starts in September in most places, and literally every book club is bound to have Babel as their September pick. So I was okay, we're gonna push it even further. So the book club pick for August is called Cry of the Firebird by Amy Corverlainen. I will have all the information down below in the description. I will have a blog post out for this, so you can find all the links in said blog post. I won't do the link separately because it's just easier for you to click on the blog post, and it'll just all the information, including the Canva graphics that I make for each book club announcement, will be on my blog. It'll be its own blog post. So, Cry of the Firebird by Amy Corverlainen. This is Russian folklore and fantasy, like fairy tales, and Finnish mythology. And all I'm really gonna say is that it follows this girl named Anya, who is sort of trying to get through the death of her grandfather. And while she's sort of out and about, drinking her woes away, basically, because this lady's an adult, she meets the Finnish god of death, and then she finds out that her grandfather was a shaman, and that he guarded the gates from this land. I think it was called the land of Skaski, land of like fairy tales, and he guarded this gate, right? He guarded the world, and this gate is in Russia, basically. And hence the Russian fairy tales and folklore, hence also the name, which is Cry of the Firebird. Firebird is like the phoenix, but not really. You know what I mean? Like, it's similar to the phoenix, but it's not exactly the phoenix. So, Anya finds this out, she goes through all this adventure, she meets all these characters. So basically, my pitch for this is if you want an adult Shadow and Bone, like the sort of Russian elements, Russian folklore elements, stuff like that, and Six of Crows for the, I don't want to say heist, but for the adventure aspect, as well as the found family trope, but adult. Why are they yelling? Someone's yelling as usual. Okay, this is so dark. Why is it so dark? Excuse me. Please lighten up. Okay, so that is the August pick. Please do. It doesn't wanna focus. It doesn't wanna focus. Okay, anyway, so moving on to September. So the September book pick, after much, talk with the other people on the Discord, who did have a say in this. So, I bounced ideas off of them. So if you do want to have a say in the next book club picks, I would highly, highly, highly recommend you join the Discord. Again, everything will be up later on, but if you do want to hear everything first, Discord. Wow, it does not want to focus and lighten up. Come on, lighten up. Why is it so dark? The sun's out. I wonder if I sit on my bed, will it be better? Okay, we're switching to my bed. Damn, I really thought for a second that it would be a better spot over there, but this is better regardless. So, the September pick, I was, debating, again, as I said, about Babel, because, okay, it would come out at the end of August, and, I'd announce it earlier, so people, if they want to get their pre-orders in to be guaranteed to have it by September, then yes. But then I was like, every book club in existence is probably going to choose Babel. So we decided to go with another book, and since I'm a classical studies major, we're gonna go with The Wolf Den by Lodi Harper. This one, I would highly recommend checking out the sort of trigger warnings and content warnings for this, because this is not a light read. This is not your cutesy, ancient Rome book, okay? I have read a bit of it, and it's rough to get through, but I think it's still important to read these kind of books regardless. This isn't your Song of Achilles, okay? This isn't Circe. This is reality sort of thing. So this follows a young girl named Amara who was sold into slavery and prostitution. And she was the daughter of a Greek doctor. And then until her father's death plunged her mother into destitution. So she's now a slave and prostitute in Pompeii's notorious wolf den, brothel, owned by a cruel and ruthless man. Intelligent and resourceful, she is forced to hide her true self, but her spirit is far from broken. Etc., 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 etc. Really excited about this one because all my classics friends on Bookstagram have been talking about this book non-stop. They've been recommending this book non-stop, and I finally got a copy of it. And there is a second book. It's called The House with the Golden Door. This is a planned trilogy, and I'm so excited to read this. So yes. As for the blog post for this one, since it's not September, I will have a blog post halfway through August announcing this book. And then once that's out, I will be updating the description. I think I can do that. So, yes. So the blog post will still be like monthly updates, but this is the announcement for the rest of the year. So this video will be at the bottom of every blog post. So people, if they want to watch it, they can watch it. So I'm really excited for this one. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. So the next book is the September. No, that was the September book club pick. The October book club pick. So I thought Maximum Academia vibes. We're gonna go with the most academia book I've ever read, Babel by R.F. Kuang, or The Necessity of Violence: An Arcane History of the Oxford Translators' Revolution. I've read almost 100 pages of this. I'm kind of scared to keep going, but because I think I will cry. So this one, I think everyone and their mothers have probably heard of the synopsis for this book. This is set in 1828. Robin Swift is orphaned in Canton and because of cholera, and is brought to London by the mysterious Professor Lovell, and he trains in ancient Greek, Latin, Chinese, to prepare for the day that he will enroll in the Royal Institute of Translation at Oxford University, also known as Babel. I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited for everyone to read this. I do know I have an ARC, and yes, I did read like almost 100 pages, and it's a chunker, so I will try and space it out once I have the schedule sort of for it, because for those that haven't checked out the previous announcements and are just coming about this, I do have sort of reading schedules, like recommended reading schedule sort of thing. That's for people who, for example, have work or are students, or don't have a lot of time to just sit down and read continuously. So I feel like it would help them pace themselves. So yes, this is this one. This is the October pick. And the next book we have is, I actually don't have a copy of it because it is not out yet. Actually, hold on. I have to double check when it's coming out to make sure I'm not. It has come out. That doesn't help. It doesn't want to say. Okay, it's coming out in September, so I'm safe. I'm safe. But the November book club pick, I thought long and hard about this because I was like, okay, what's November? It's like sort of snow, you're expecting snow, it's cold, it's wintry, and I was like, okay, what's screams more winter than a book about Baba Yaga, written by a Russian author. It's called The Witch and the Tsar by Alesia Selnikova-Gilmore, and I'm so excited for everyone to read this book. I'm almost done it. I will have a blog coming up for it. So, I know I'm saying that, like, I've read some of these books, but I just want sort of guaranteed favorites for people, and I just want an excuse to read them again. Instead of having to, look at my TBR and be like, what's the next book that I should read? I just need an excuse to read these again. So, The Witch and the Tsar is a feminist retelling of Baba Yaga. It follows sort of her, she's refers to as Yaga, right? Because that's her name. It's Baba is babushka, basically, grandma. But basically, it is set in 16th century Russia on the brink of chaos. Tsar Ivan, it's not Tsar. If you're saying it in English, it's Tsar. If you're saying it in Russian, the way you're supposed to, it's Tsar. Okay? Your little Russian lesson of the day. Tsar Ivan. Not Ivan, it's Ivan. Please. Ivan. Thank you. Soon to become Ivan the Terrible, Ivan Grozny, grows more volatile and tyrannical by the day, and Yaga believes that Tsaritsa is being poisoned by an unknown enemy. So I've been screaming about this book on Twitter for the past couple of days. Oh my god, this book is so good. So good. And it really takes you through the journey of how she becomes sort of Baba Yaga. Well, maybe minus the Baba part, because she's still a very young lady, young woman. But, it really takes you through one heck of a journey, and I'm really loving it, and it warms my heart so much because there's all these, like, Russian words in it, and it's like, the writing is beautiful, and the way that the author weaves it, the magic, the folklore, the Slavic gods. There are Slavic gods in this. Do you know how many books there are that are inspired by Russian folklore? And there is no mention of the Slavic gods. No mention. You guys, this book is so good. And I think I will never shut up with this. I will never shut up about this. I'm so excited for you guys to read this. It is amazing. This is the book club pick for November. I thought, book club, November, peak witchy vibes, so. And the next book is for December. So this one I also thought long and hard because I'm like, okay, this is like, we're like deep into winter and it's like almost the end of the year. How are we gonna end the year with a bang? We're gonna end the year with a bang with Strike the Zither by Joan He. This one comes out in this one. That's a good question. I think it comes out in, oh my goodness, I do not remember. In October. So people have plenty of time, obviously. October 25th. Okay, we're safe. So people have like over 2 months to get it. So this is the December book club pick. It comes out in October, so plenty of time to get it. I really don't have a reason for picking this book except for the fact that Joan He is one of my favorite authors. She's an autobi author, and I did read the arc for this. Again, vlog coming soon. It's the same vlog as The Witch and the Tsar one is. Yes, I love this book. Joan He is just a freaking literary genius. I don't know how else to explain it. I love her book. I love this book. I loved The Ones We're Meant to Find. I need to get my hands on this end of the crane. But other than that, she I don't know how to explain this one. She really, like, you can obviously tell that this is the book of her heart. You can obviously tell that this is the book that she'd wanted to write. She's wanted to write for so long, and this is it. This is the book. This is the book. TikTok, get on it. Ah! Oh my god, it's okay. So I'm just gonna tell you sort of the synopsis, and I don't want to give away too much, but like, okay. So this one is not a retelling, but a reimagining. So this is different from, for example, The Witch and the Star, because it is a retelling of Baba Yaga. But this one is a reimagining. So it's not exactly completely accurate. It's just how the author sort of viewed it and what she changed, stuff like that. There's a lot of like discourse about this a lot of the time, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But this is a reimagining of the Chinese classical tale of the Three Kingdoms. So it is set in the year 414 of the Qin dynasty. China. That's the vibe. So I will read the synopsis. I'm looking down because my computer is down there. The year is 414 of the Qin dynasty, and chaos abounds. A puppet empress is on the throne. The realm has fractured into 3 factions and 3 warlordesses, hoping to claim the continent for themselves. But Zephyr, our main character, knows it's no contest. Orphaned at a young age, Zephyr took control of her fate by becoming the best strategist of the land, serving under Shin Ren, a warlordess whose loyalty to the Empress is double-edged. While Ren's honor draws Zephyr to her cause, it also jeopardizes their survival in a war where one must be betrayed or be betrayed. When Zephyr is forced to infiltrate an enemy camp to keep Ren's followers from being slaughtered, she encounters the enigmatic Crow, an opposing strategist who is finally her match. But there are more enemies than one, and not all of them are human. I don't think this honestly gives away too much, now that I've read it. But I think you guys are going to be caught, like, off guard so often, because the plot twist in this one, as usual, my glasses are dirty. Anyway, the plot twist for this one, woo, I was freaking out about this one as well. I was freaking out. I was mind blown. Okay, I did not expect those specific plot twists. Also, Crow. Joan He knows how to write her male character. Joan He, she knows how to write her male love interest. You guys are gonna be obsessed with Crow. This man needs more screen time. You guys are gonna be so obsessed with him. Whoo! I'm not even. This is. Anyway. Before this video gets on too long. That is it for today's video. I just made that worse. I can't see anything. That is it for the video. Thank you for watching. As usual, all links will be down below. Please do check out the Discord. I highly recommend you also follow me on Instagram and you sign up for like the newsletter for my vlog, because the August announcement for the Cry of the Firebird will be out soon, and such and such. Instagram is the best way to DM me if you have any questions. You can also follow me on Twitter because I do post like book updates and stuff. So that's also recommended, but again, I highly recommend you do check out like the Discord. That's the #1 place, especially in regards to the book club. So that is it for today. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.